there will be a point where they're like, wow, this is a great album. This is 1989. And you'll be like, I was alive for that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it's exciting because, like, I listen to so much old music. And I'm like, ooh, Madonna's Like a Prayer. And my dad will be like, oh, yeah, I remember when that came out.
I'm probably going to say the same for Donda.
Okay.
You're
a lot higher on Kanye than I am.
No. I think there are a lot of people who are going to say the same about that series of 2018, the summer albums, which are the Tiana Taylor, which are the Pusha T, which are the Kids See Ghosts, which is the Ye, which is the Nas album.
Right.
I think there's going to be a lot of people who I remember that summer well because of, that winter for us because of that music coming out and that rollout. It was a cultural phenomenon, and there was a lot of great music in that catalogue.
Yep.
And also, I think people will listen back to so many artists now, and I 100% agree with you on Taylor. I'm on the same page, but I think there are so many people who will listen back to artists from this generation who aren't Kanye and say, oh, this is so clearly inspired by Kanye.
Yes,
and
there's no doubt about that.
And the Travis Scotts and the Kid Cudis and the A$AP Rockies and the Tyler, the Creators and who are the other big names?
I think you named most of them.
Even the Drakes.
Oh, yeah, you can't deny his influence.
Even the Post Malones, even the Playboy Cardis, even the Lil Uzi Verts. It is all
even though he's not a rapper, I'd still say Frank.
Yeah, Frank for sure.
Yeah.
It all stems down from Kanye. It does stem down from Kanye.
Without a doubt.
Brockhampton,
his influence.
Odd Future. It's through all of them. And I think, therefore, I gotta go, maybe, public perception, obviously, down the fucking drain. Down the drain.
And once again, to make the point of people will go back to listen, there will be some people who will go back and listen to the College Dropout and be like, wow, this is amazing. And there will be people who brought that album the week it came out.
Sure.
And I think it's just an interesting time for the future of culture. That's the point I wanted to make.
100%. I'm with you.
But by the time this recording is out, Taylor Swift's new album will be out. So follow me, _Jaden Shepherd on Twitter to hear my thoughts.
This is going up tonight or tomorrow morning?
No, it will be out in Australia tomorrow afternoon. This is the way it works.
No, this podcast will.
Oh, is it? Shit, you'll be fast.
With me. That's the way it works.
Well, so you think we'll beat Taylor Swift?
I think we're going to aim to beat Swiftie. Actually, we're going to do what Taylor does to Kanye, which is drop on the same day to compete on the charts. To compete on the charts. We're going to be up top on the charts. How are you feeling?
Feeling fresh.
We're at a good point now. We're at a good spot.
Are we?
Yeah, Sonny's inside.
Oh, no, you're doing that?
Just temporarily, yeah. Who does that, Bono?
But he has an eye issue.
Glaucoma. What's it called?
I don't know what it's called. His glasses are tinted.
One of my favourite moments from the Graham Norton show. Have you seen that?
No. I mean, I've seen this show, not the show with Bono on it.
Oh.
You're specifically talking about the time Bono was on the Graham Norton show, am I correct?
And no, this is when he revealed he had a glaucoma. How do you say it? Glaucoma?
Glaucoma? It sounds like what's in jelly beans?
Sounds like you need glucose. I got a tin of glucose in there. Do you want one?
No, I'm good.
We should give some of that to Bono instead of having to wear
it might fix his eyes
inside.
It might. All
right, great.
It wouldn't change the singing though. The singing would be the same. Because his voice was actually heavily affected by smoking cigars.
Oh, and that's why he does hello. Who's your favourite? You got Bono, you got The Edge.
No one knows the other two. Do you know him?
The Edge too.
No.
The bass player and the guitar player.
Yeah, pretty much. No, the bass player and the drummer.
What do they do?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe The Edge is the bassist, but the drummer is a Larry Mullen Jr.
Larry.
Larry. Larry. L-A-R-R-Y. And the other guy is Adam Clayton, I believe.
Is that any relation to Adam Levine?
Yes, his dad. And that's why Adam Levine has been singing all those sad songs, because his dad decided to change his name.
So what's Adam Levine from originally?
Maroon 5.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What do you mean? You say that as if Adam Levine is doing solo stuff.
No, but as in...
You just wanted clarification.
Well, I've just been hearing his name without the context of Maroon 5 recently. You know?
Because he's that big that he doesn't need the clarification of Maroon 5.
But then I thought I was hearing he was... What's he singing about? He's in trouble because he's messaging women saying... I want a bones you, or you're not good enough for me. You're not good enough for me.
No, the opposite. He was very interested in someone that wasn't his wife.
Oh, he's having an affair.
Yeah, well, I think he tried to. And the person leaked the message.
To try and have an affair, especially when you're the lead singer of Maroon 5, I've just found out.
Yeah.
And then you
It was all those songs were...
Would you reject the lead singer of Maroon 5?
I don't think that the lead singer of Maroon 5 would be messaging me being like, hey, great bod. That's what he did.
Is that what he said?
I'm pretty sure it was along those lines. Great bod.
Great bod.
Yeah.
Let's just say he did message you great bod.
I'd be like, thanks. You know,
Fly me out to Los Angeles?
I'd be more like, great playlists. 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Great band you had there 10 years ago.
What if...
Do you remember that song, Sugar?
Yeah. What if he said, I want to find out if you've got the moves like Jagger?
Oh, well, ironically, that was a song that we danced to at my Year 11 deb, and I did not have the moves like Jagger.
Your Year 11 debutante.
Yeah, they used that song.
Okay.
It's aging me a bit, but yeah.
You probably... you don't drink enough, do you?
I don't think
probably didn't have enough to drink.
anyone was meant to be, considering it was a school-sanctioned event.
Sanctioned,
Yes.
sanctioned by the school.
Yes. That's where debs are mostly run.
Adam Levine, any...
Did you do a deb?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later.
Nice.
In the next pod. Any relation to Avril Lavigne, Adam Levine?
I think it's spelt differently, so no.
Oh, okay. No. That's Avril... Yeah.
Levine? Levine?
What's your favourite Levine song?
Avril?
Yeah.
Complicated.
Oh, why'd you have to? Yeah, sure.
Well, she only has a few. What's the other one? It's Skater Boy. Oh, and there was Girlfriend.
Yeah. Which was the most viewed song on YouTube for a long time.
Really?
Most viewed music video until they found out she was... it was either bots or it was like early day hack of the algorithm where she told fans, hey, put it on repeat.
Yeah.
Just have it on all the time.
That still counts,
and I think
it
it was the first one to get like 100 million views, and it was the most viewed for a long time. Then it got removed, and I think it's back up there. But
that makes sense though, because it was probably like as YouTube was starting to really buzz.
2007, 2008.
Yeah, that was YouTube starting to really bubble.
Start of 2009.
Yeah.
Same time, my video of my Katy Perry "I Kissed a Boy" parody got taken down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Copyright.
No, not copyright.
Oh.
Inappropriate content of children. I was 12 years old and I was stripping down. And making out with another boy.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yep. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
Did it get many views?
You're not a creep, are you?
Well,
I'll show it to you as long as
I'm
you're
not a creep.
As long as you're not a creep.
I'm not a creep, but I'm a Katy Perry stan.
Yeah, but that was my concern was we'd get the Katy Perry stands, but we'd also get... Well, YouTube said you're also going to get not only the Katy Perry stands. We're fine with that. We're not okay with the creeps. And they looked at the percentage of people that were over 50 watching it.
Yeah.
And they said it's mostly creeps, therefore we got to take it down. We can't have old guys whacking it.
That's a massive loss for the Katy Perry fans.
And it's a massive loss for YouTube to not have my comedy classic, I Kissed a Boy, the Katy Perry.
You've had other stuff... Should we kick off the pod? We never officially kicked off the pod.
We never officially kicked off the pod. If you want to do the intro...
It makes me nervous that we never kicked off the pod.
Yeah, it does a bit, actually.
It makes you nervous too?
A little bit. Not as much as you, but...
What about the glasses? Are you feeling comfortable?
I'll take them off as soon as we start the pod.
Oh, nice. Welcome to On Our Phones, a podcast where two young guys talk about things they've seen on their phones and in the real world. My name's Jaden Shepherd, and sitting across from me is my co-host Ben Myers.
They're coming off.
Nice. Just like your video was coming off YouTube as it was taken down.
Yeah, which is more devastating, the Sunny's coming off or the Katy Perry video coming down? I don't know.
Don't know either.
It was devastating for me and my family because it was bringing in a lot of money for me.
No, it wasn't.
It was putting food on the table.
Probably back then you probably couldn't even monetize.
Yeah, no, you could monetize, but I think that was the problem. I asked to monetize. I said, hey,
Yeah.
this is getting you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views on your bloody site. Why aren't you paying me out for this? And they said, yeah, all right, we'll give it a look. And they gave it a look and they said, no, we can't.
We can't. The internet's a crazy place. The internet is a crazy place.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on the internet? And is it a husky howling? Arr, it's gone. Oh, look at what sort of animal is that, dude?
For the people listening to the audio-only version, we have a YouTube video playing in the background.
It's no, it's actually Fail Army.
So, explain it more. I don't get what's going on with Fail
Army. Fail Army was like an early YouTube. Yeah, it's a toad on the television. Okay. Fail Army was like an early YouTube channel.
Right.
And they post videos of people failing, epic fails.
But what is it hosted on now?
Now it's on Samsung TV Plus. They got a 24/7 round-the-clock channel.
Gotcha,
do you remember People Are Awesome, where you'd have Fail Army, where people would fail, and People Are Awesome, where people would succeed at those challenges?
Right.
And now they both have People Are Awesome 24/7 around the clock and Fail Army 24/7 around the clock on Samsung TV Plus and streaming digitally everywhere. I believe you can get it.
This is the thing. The internet is so large that you could know one thing and for it to be massive, but for someone else not to know it.
Oh, it's going to be bloody massive. It's going to be on Fail Army.
So I have no clue what is even going on right now.
So they turned Fail Army into a channel and People Are Awesome into a channel, and now sometimes you get People Are Awesome versus Fail Army. And they have like compilations of someone trying to do something, failing, and then someone trying to do it and successfully doing it. And you go, "Ooh, what's going to happen?" And you think, "Oh, are they going to succeed or are they going to fail hard?"
Gotcha.
And boy, there are some. Whoa.
And that's what we saw on our phones this week.
Yeah, man.
No,
you gotta do the podcast.
No.
Yeah, did you do the intro? You did.
I did, and I saw something.
What did you say? Did you say your name? Did you say my name? Did you say what the show's about?
You've already forgotten?
It's a society and culture podcast, isn't it?
Is that what you believe?
Well, that's what we're labelled as on Spotify. I want to add comedy to the mix, but can't do 3.
Yeah, categories are hard.
Thanks to Anchor and Spotify for hosting the podcast. We're going to have video content exclusively on Spotify, I believe. Maybe YouTube in the future, but Spotify exclusively
let's
for now.
start with Spotify.
Thanks very much to Spotify for hosting us.
Spotify, they really are changing the podcasting game.
For the better or for the worse? For the better. I'm going to say for the better right here.
Yes. Well, I mean, they've taken kind of the mantle off Apple a bit.
Which is just do it.
I don't know.
Do it.
No, I just mean in the sense that for a long time people only listened to their podcasts on Apple, and now it's much more wider, different ways you can get them.
Correct.
Yes.
And now most of our audience is on Spotify.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I don't know if Spotify is pushing it to Spotify users more than they are Apple Podcast users. And please don't do that if you are doing that.
Or it's just the case that people, as I just said, people are now predominantly listening to podcasts through Spotify regardless.
No, because our old podcast would get about 50-50 of Apple and Spotify.
Okay.
But then some others, you got Chromecast for any idiots out there who are using Chromecast. Now, if you got a Google phone, I get you. I get it. I understand. People want to be contrarians, you know, just like myself.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm smart enough to have an iPhone and use Spotify. Just keep it bare bones when it comes to my tech.
Well, how funny that I'm saying that everyone's moved on to Spotify, but I still listen to a lot of stuff on Apple.
We were just talking about that, yeah.
Just a cause of habit.
Do you have a... Before we get into that, did you have things that you wanted to discuss that were on our phones this week? I
did. I was trying to get there.
Yeah.
Trying to get there. No, talking of how YouTube used to be like the wild, wild west of the internet.
Yeah,
I feel like TikTok has taken over that.
Yeah, it's weird. There's some things TikTok are very strict about, from my understanding, which I actually did a video about.
Oh, okay.
On TikTok.
It's just perfect.
Where it's this little kid dancing.
Right.
And he's got no top on.
Okay.
Very much like I was when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But now I'm smart and old enough to realise and comment on it and make the assessment that, hey, pedophiles are watching this.
Yes.
Hey, I feel like there's a lot of 50-year-old creeps whacking it.
But how did you get onto that? Did it just pop up?
It keeps coming up on my suggested feeds as one of like the popular songs, and every fucking
I
got on TikTok reluctantly, and it had this song that was "Give me a hanky," and then they dance, but it's always girls that are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Right.
But their biggest problem is you go onto their page, and these girls all have, and these guys as well, little kids. Well, here's the thing: if it's a girl, obviously, they're gonna have hundreds of thousands of followers, but it's gonna be young boys.
Okay.
A problem if they're under 18, right?
Yes.
Then there's all these 12-year-old boys.
Right.
That are dancing. 9-year-old boys, 12-year-old boys looking sexy dancing. Right. And that's a problem. They've got hundreds of thousands of followers, but the audience is mainly...
men.
Oh, yeah, older creepy men. Yeah.
Okay.
Even creepier. Both creepy, but...
I'll give you a positive TikTok story that isn't creepy. I was talking to my friends at uni the other day. Who
are you working for? The CCP? You working for China?
What do you mean?
Well, they own TikTok, dude.
Oh, partially.
Is this going to be Chinese propaganda that you're about to spout?
There was a stage where our Prime Minister wanted to block TikTok in the country just because it was owned partially by China.
Well, so did Donald Trump.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I think maybe it was more him. I'm getting confused.
And I think they probably should, to my knowledge.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, what were you saying? Because you wanted to go positive.
Positive. It turns out that someone at uni who I was talking to, they got onto the topic. I'm going to skip why we got into the topic of good public bathrooms. It's like when you find one, you want to remember it. You want to go back there.
Which, by the way, not to cut you off, but I went into possibly the dirtiest public bathroom I've ever been into today.
Wow. Well, this TikTok story will be for you.
And you're in there, and you know how many people have, there's needles on the floor.
Hasn't been cleaned,
yeah. But you just desperately need to go, and you go, God, I wish they would just upgrade these.
Yes.
Please.
Well, someone has taken it upon themselves to call them out. Zach, who I go to uni with, has a TikTok account that he started called Zach's Loo Review, where he basically goes into public bathrooms and gives it a score out of 5.
Hey, I've always had suggestions that I should do that.
Will someone beat you to it?
Damn it. Because my family would always suggest it would be an ongoing gag with the family. Should I get my dad down?
No, leave him be.
Okay, yeah, he's tired.
Of course.
He goes, you always go to the bathroom so much. Are you assessing them? Are you reviewing them? You should do a thing.
You.
Yeah, you should do a thing where at all family birthdays I'd go into the toilet. he'd think I was assessing the bathrooms and being like, is this good? Is this bad? What do I like? What do I not like? I just have a light bladder, dude. So I just go to the bathrooms a lot, yeah. How's your friend Zach or Cody's TikTok going?
Love the reference to Zach and Cody.
Well, it's the first thing I think of.
It's going fantastic. But my point being is that it's so kind of easy-ish to find success on TikTok at the moment.
Yeah, well, I post videos on YouTube for this show. I've posted a clip on Instagram, TikTok, and what's the other one? YouTube, TikTok, Insta.
Yeah, you said them, yeah.
And Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook, sometimes. Facebook's old.
And TikTok, ones on TikTok go nuts. They go bananas.
I think it's just the way that their algorithm works.
50 years old. We're 50 years old.
No, yeah. I mean, when you talk about that stuff on TikTok, I don't really see it, because what happens is I have TikTok, but I don't actively use it. But if I see a funny clip on Twitter, I look at the username, I just go onto TikTok, find the username, and then just kind of like it so it's saved. But I don't actively use... You know how people just say, oh, I sat on the scroll function on TikTok for an hour? I don't do that.
What do you do?
I just go in. Like, I find... If I see a funny video on Twitter or Instagram and I want to see, like, more of their stuff, I just type the username in, and then if I like their stuff...
okay, that's good. You don't get sucked...
No.
You don't get sucked in.
Your phone should be on silent. We're going to have to do a little cut in the edit.
No, that's fine. Should I hang up on him?
It's up to you.
It's Ryan. Do you want to talk to him?
No, I don't. But
the podcast is called On Our Phones. What do we say?
I'm not.
Just for old time's sake.
We're going to cut this out.
I'm hanging up.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not doing it. Sorry, Ryan, if you're listening.
Well, once Ryan listens, if he does, he'll know why you didn't take the call.
My friend Blake is going to come on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Because
there's another notification.
I'm putting it on silent. I usually have it on focus, but I'm waiting on a message from a girl, as we all know. So, anyway, she's not gotten back. No. She's things are actually going very well with her. But what were we talking about? TikTok. You get just stick to the creators you like. Yeah.
Yeah, stick to the creators I like. Heads up. If anyone wants a really good public toilet, go to the food court at Melbourne Central.
Yeah, dude. Fantastic. One of the best.
I would say the best.
What's a better one? I'm trying to think of a better one, dude. Look at us. We're George Costanza.
The kind of the toilets at Crown near the food court. No, you disagree? The one near the Max and the KFC?
Yeah, no, there are some good ones.
They're regularly cleaned.
I've always wanted to do a podcast from a hotel lobby or a toilet.
Well, the toilet would give you too many echoey acoustics.
Yeah, that's why we should use an old brick one, like the one I was in today. There will be junkies shooting up, and it should be called, instead of on our phones, it will be called in the bathroom, or on the crack, on the ice, on the heroin.
I think the minute you walk into a brick public bathroom, you know it's going to be an automatic 1 out of 5 or lower.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that can be good.
I'm trying to think of the best public bathroom now. What's the best public bathroom? Leave it in the comments. That's our question of the day.
Yeah, where are the best public bathrooms?
What's the absolute best of the best you've seen? Have you got one? A good public one? A good shitty public one?
Well, when you say public, I feel like I just shared that. Melbourne Central. What was that?
No, a good, shitty public toilet. That's a good upper class. I'm talking good shitty. Like, then you go in expecting it to be horrible. A location where you go, this is going to be the shittiest public toilet I've ever been in. And then you go, look at me.
I don't think so. I know that one time I was in a national park. I didn't go to the toilet. My sister and my mum did.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, there was potentially a snake in there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say drop toilet, but snake, eh?
Yeah, potentially. There was someone joking, but
that's a concern because it comes up from underneath.
Yeah,
especially in the drop down. It's underneath. It's swirled around the bowl, and it
always got to check
underneath and bites your nuts. Or what's the other one?
I don't know. Let's not get into.
If you're a girl, what's the one?
We're not doing it.
I forget. Anyway,
what? What's going on? Look, at the end of the day, it was a great TikTok. Zach's Lou Revue.
Oh yeah, you're plugging him, dude.
I'm plugging it.
Do we plug our own? Let's plug ours before we plug this idiot's.
Well,
who stole my idea?
What do you mean plugging it? They're already listening to our podcast.
They are too.
We would have to be on someone else's podcast to plug ours. They'll be like at the end, hey, what do you want to plug?
Leave a 5-star review for the On Our Phones podcast, and we'll give you...
They're not giving them anything.
How much money?
We're not giving them anything.
We've got a lot of money to give away.
What? A question time for you. What have you seen on your phones this week? You seen anything?
Yeah. Well, you got a paper list. I got a phone list. I'm glad I got to switch to the paper list because the paper list is more controlled and regulated, and we like regulation here. We like It's good to have a bit of authority in our lives.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think having a paper list counts as authority.
Well, some sort of structure.
Right.
A bit more formal. Our phones are a bit more casual. For example, yesterday, I had to speak at a funeral. And,
That's not good.
And
I'm very concerned for you.
There's an arse on the TV, dude. A woman's arse. She's twerking. Check it out. Show it to everyone. There we go. It's the On Our Phones podcast, and now we got a gorilla.
Okay. You had a rough day.
Yeah, well, it was a nice service, very nice service. I had to read scripture from the Bible, and I had to rehearse it, and I sort of had the phone on me throughout the thing, and people assume that when you're on your phone, because I didn't print it, so I had it in the booklet, the pamphlet for the day, and I sort of was hiding it in the pamphlet. People were looking at me thinking I'm just, doing other stuff.
Should have printed
it.
Is
what people assume, but in reality, I swear, I was just reading Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 through to 8.
Right.
A time for everything. Anyway,
did you get to pick that, or was that
no,
decided for you?
It was, she chose that. Anyway,
that's fair.
Let's get on.
Sure.
What did you see on your phone this week, baby?
What have I seen?
Yeah.
I've seen a few other things, so I just did
hit us. Take your time. Take your sweet time. No.
I need to get my brain back on track.
We're in the zone
there was a few incidents in the past week that all link together. Have you seen any vegan activists in the news?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sure.
It started off, I think, in Melbourne.
I didn't realize this. I know there are. I mean, I'm surrounded by vegans in Melbourne, but none quite this obnoxious. But hey, you do you, boo. That's my new expression that I say on the podcast all the time. And you go, if you want to go destroy an artwork or attempting to destroy an artwork, and that's all I hear. You know what I mean? I see them glue their hands to a famous piece of art, which they obviously can't destroy. You know.
Well, they haven't.
If they did, well, here's the thing. They know it's protected by glass. They know it's like got a protective coating, surely.
Right. Well, then that's what they said. It's all fine.
So, yeah, exactly. But they know, it's like they care to an extent where they're like, we won't be penalized too heavily for this because it is protected. Mm-hmm. But if this was the real thing, they would not in a million years do it because they would.
I reckon some of them would.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon they care that much?
Yeah.
I question how much they care. No, they care. Don't get me wrong. I do think they care.
Why are they doing it then if they don't care?
It's performance art to an extent. It's protest with a influence, with a tinge of performance art. Would you not agree?
Yeah, it's definitely performance art. Whether it's kind of art to be consumed and celebrated is another thing.
Does it help their case?
Unfortunately, they think it does because they're in their mindset. They think that any attention is good attention and it gets people talking about the cause, but it doesn't.
That can be the case.
Sometimes.
But if it's so distasteful when you're pissing off the majority of the population with no... People like art, you know?
But it's not just art. Like, for example, there was a protest a couple of years ago in the city where people glued themselves to the middle of the road in the city.
They do this frequently now.
Yes. And there was some people who commented and said, look, I'm actually sympathetic to some of the things that happen to animals, and I believe in their cause, but all you've done is really piss everyone off.
However, you've caused me to get to work 3 hours late.
Yeah.
And now I'm not willing to help you out.
No.
And I think it was Daniel Andrews at the time who said, and we were unfamiliar with him at the time because I think this was mid-2019, and he was the premier then, so it was not like he's a public...
I feel like I was familiar with him.
All right, sorry, Mr. Politics over here. And
but maybe the wider community.
So he goes, I think it was him. And he goes, I don't think they were making any friends today.
No, but then they weren't, were they?
Yeah.
It got worse in the UK. I mean, obviously, these links, they're not connected, but it's just coincidental that there's another event in the UK. Vegan activists went into supermarkets and to go into the fridge section to pour out all the milk. And they literally just start yelling and pouring it out on the ground. Yeah, everyone, that's what someone said. It's like you're kind of just, I don't know, they're going to have to, the poor cows are going to have to milk more milk faster now.
Exactly. You're going to have, you've doubled their production, and that's the way I look at it.
Being milked.
What do you think of Piers Morgan, like, eating a Big Mac in front of a vegan activist, you know, on his show?
Oh, has he done that?
He did. I think he did it the other day.
See, that's just, like, antagonistic.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's the opposite end of, I'm going to fucking glue my hands to a painting and spoil it and ruin a painting, maybe. Also, apparently the glue they use, police have this stuff that, like, gets it off in, like, 10 seconds, dude, so it's hardly a thing anymore, you know what I mean?
I don't know if it was 10 seconds, but it's pretty quick. Like, I mean, I saw them trying to get their hands off. They were, like, wedging some stuff underneath their hands.
But they have a special dedicated, and this is why I'm for defund the police, or, you know,
but you are or aren't?
The police. I am for it because, you know, we need special... sections of the police, one for, you know, murder and homicides, more serious things, then things like things like mental health, very serious things like domestic disputes, very serious things, but then less serious things like parking fines, ticket inspectors. and then obviously people who are dedicated to animal rights protesters and ungluing people's hands.
Yes,
and they just get in there, they're running, unglue the hand. I got this in 10 seconds, boys.
Yeah. Someone's job, there might be an event at Fed Square, and then the next hour, there's something at, the Fitzroy Gardens. They've got to run, they got their tram up with their super glue remover.
Yeah.
And they're just doing that all day.
And they have, instead of 000, it's like 000, it's a 1300 number, 1300
Right.
0, and then it's like you have to text, like the old form text, like you text the number, and then it's animal glue removal section, wing of the police. And it's just, they are so good at getting
It's chaos.
Vegans' hands removed
It's chaos.
from Van Gogh paintings. They're so good at it.
They are.
How long are we on?
I don't know. I lost track of time.
It's 24, Jesus Christ. We're 24 in, and we're blowing it away just like this lady is getting a hair blown away on the television right now. Is that a fail, or is that exactly what she was intending to do?
I'm not sure. You're the one who knows this program best.
Does it count as a fail if someone's, like, setting themselves up for failure?
Yeah, kind of. No, sorry, wrong word. No, that's performance art of failure.
Aye.
That's not really failure.
It's not failure. What is it? A stunt? Or is it a...
Yeah, they're looking to do attention.
It's like a prank. You remember when pranks became things like... There has to be a reveal with a prank. There has to be no, this isn't real.
Yeah.
If it's something like, I'm actually causing genuine inconvenience to you and there's no laugh for you at the end, is it a prank, or is it me being a dick, fucking whatever the fuck, being a dick, or is there, we start to have become to know them nowadays, a vegan or an animal rights protester? No,
I've started to see some videos.
We do care.
I've started to see some videos online where it's so clearly set up. For example, there's one where this person gives drink orders, which are clearly like puns, and when they make the drink and they read the name out, the person behind the counter is like, oh my God, I just said that. But it's so clearly set up.
Yeah.
Like, the people behind the counter are not acting well enough. I don't know, like, for example, Phil McCracken. So they'll go, oh, I'll have a boost smoothie for Phil, last name McCracken.
Oh, it's like Mose is like Simpsons type.
Yeah, yes, but the difference is the video has been set up so when the girl reads out the thing, she already knows, like, she's been filmed.
Oh, it's fine.
She knows the stunt. No, but it's so cringe. It's like, no,
it's cringe,
they need to be authentic. They can't be set up.
Set up shit is cringe.
It's fucking... It's like the same as the videos that you see of people going, oh, I need to tie my shoes up. Can you hold these flowers? And they're like, okay. And they hold it. And then the person goes, oh, have a good day. Here's the flowers. And then they're like, oh, no, I don't know. I just can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck off with that shit.
What's the,
It's just annoying. It's like you're just looking, you're trying to do, you think you're doing a good thing, but you're wanting to get clicks off YouTube.
Oh, it's all about the person doing it.
Yeah.
And aren't there people who are doing I'm going to give a homeless person this amount of money?
We'll just do it without filming it then.
First of all, well, I get it. It's like the profit of the monetization on YouTube will lead them to have the money to do that to an extent, right? As long as they're putting it back into it, but they also are taking a cut, don't get me wrong, and it's notoriety for them.
But there's genuinely people out there who, do 2 hours a weekend at a homeless shelter and they're not fucking filming themselves.
But then, yeah, exactly. But
get a grip.
Do you know the problem?
What is?
People are giving large amounts of money to homeless people who are addicted to drugs and they're killing themselves.
Okay, true.
Because they're buying a fucking Ferrari doing heroin.
Yes. That is in some cases, not in all cases, in some cases.
If I had $5 million, you know what I'd do?
Leave the country?
Climb up a ladder. Oh, I'd do like a backyard bungee rope. A backyard fucking bungee string where I catapult myself into the air. I
didn't even see what that was.
I'd put my kid on a fucking spinning device and spin around, drive my car off, and the rope ties him along, and they go, and they fly off. I'm gonna have 3 kids for that.
Oh yeah, you need just extra just in case for the prank.
Daddy of 5. Remember Daddy of 5?
No,
they had their kids taken off them. The YouTube channel. This was like 2016, 2017, where there were the 2 parents that were doing we're gonna pull pranks on our kids. But they become very mean and aggressive to the point where they spill fake ink on the carpet and they're in their kid's face going, we know you fucking did this, you piece of shit.
Once again,
and the kids crying, screaming, and they're abusing all their kids, and then at the end going, it's a prank, bruh, and the kids still just in tears. And they had their kids taken off them, probably rightfully so.
Yeah, that's not cool. Not cool with that.
Not cool in the slightest.
At all.
Yeah. Did we sing on this podcast still, or did we get rid of that? Is that not a popular part of the podcast where I'd start singing?
You tell me.
I've had mixed reviews.
Oh, okay.
I think I need to get better at singing before I start singing. Don't you reckon? Yeah.
So you'll learn some singing lessons and then you'll come back and see how you've gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how it goes. Hey, that's a good segue. Speaking of singing, there is an album coming out tomorrow. It's coming out at midnight.
Hit me. Oh, I know this. I do know it. Yeah, go.
Well, to be fair, it's only coming out at midnight for Americans. It comes out at like 3 p.m. our time.
Fuck 'em, yeah.
Taylor Swift.
I had a hunch it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's not a re-recording though, is it?
It's a new album.
It's a new album,
fully
yeah.
new.
She's taking a break from the re-records. She's getting sick of doing the re-records.
Well, they're successful, but I think she knows that she can't do them all, drop them all at once.
Yeah, take your time with it. Take your time with it, honey.
And yeah, very successful. My point being, I was driving down thinking about this. So this is Taylor Swift's like 10th album, I think, or 9th, maybe 10th. Anyway,
Studio album.
Studio album, not including
minus the other. Yeah, sure.
Not including the re-releases. Just obviously she doesn't own the masters to those original albums, but they still count as albums.
Is she sticking with the folklore style?
No,
She's going back to pop.
Everyone assumes so because the guy that wrote Folklore and Evermore with her does not write any of these songs.
That's what's his name?
Aaron Dresser.
Boniver? No, it's not Boniver.
He only did one song.
Who did all the other songs?
His name was, I believe, Aaron Dresser from a kind of folky.
I know
rock
their
band.
fucking name. Who is it?
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, continue.
Jack Antonoff does much of this new album. My point being that I want to wrap up the pod with because I feel bad. Because
No, we're getting another chance.
I feel bad.
We're going to 40. Remember?
I feel bad.
We're going to 30.
Okay, sure.
No, dude.
I feel bad. If Ben's parent is listening to this podcast, I feel bad.
We're not doing this.
Anyway, the point I wanted to make is that we are in our late 20s. Taylor Swift has been around...
Mid-late.
What?
Mid to late 20s. Mid to late 20s.
How old are you?
26. No, mid. Yeah, I'm still mid.
Oh, if you're 20 still... 26 is more mid. Sorry, I turn I think in 3 months I turn 28, so I'm calling myself late. Late 20s for me. Taylor Swift has been around...
The Nationals.
The Nationals, that's what it is. Taylor Swift has been around for probably half of my life.
It feels like my whole life.
My point being is she really is, without a doubt, the artist of our generation.
Yep, I'm going to go up top with, who else? It's her.
Beyonce?
Yeah, you wouldn't put Bieber in there.
No.
Because it's the fusion of greatness, notoriety, and also quality. And I think the two are. Sorry, it's got to be Taylor Swift and Kanye West.
For all of those things?
For not only notoriety and celebrity, but also the music quality being so influential and successful.
The thing is with Kanye, I believe that really ever since Yeezus, the output has dropped off.
Yeah. Dude, Life of Pablo is great. There are some great albums that aren't as successful.
It still didn't have the cultural impact as Dark Twist Fantasy, Graduation, Late Registration. Whereas Taylor Swift still has the cultural relevancy in her music.
But I think the cultural relevancy drops off with Kanye West because of controversy outside of the music leading on from 2016.
He was always controversial though. He made Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy after the Taylor Swift stuff. And that was, probably one of the greatest albums of the 21st century.
The MTV Music Awards was fun and playful, though, and controversial.
I don't think it was fun and playful.
Well...
I think it was a dicky move.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor can, it depends on how Taylor perceives that, and she doesn't mind. She doesn't, There's some things that he did that were is that, it's a little bit raunchy, but now it's at the point where it's genuine anti-Semitism. Yes.
Now, obviously, the stuff that he's doing right now is on a grander scale than because at the end of the day, the MTV Music Awards don't mean much. But still, it was a dick move.
Hold for 2 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. Just double check all the recordings are good. And in 3 and 2, and that's got a lot of time left. That's been going for 32 minutes. This one's going for 32, and this one's going for 1. And let's jump back in. Sorry.
No. I just think that Taylor Swift has more output in music that is still relevant.
Today
versus Kanye. He's dropped off. But no, but the last point I want to make is that even, I don't know, if you said it before, I'll have 3 kids for pranks. So let's say you have kids and they listening to Taylor Swift in the future.
Yep.
There will be a point where they're like, wow, this is a great album. This is 1989. And you'll be like, I was alive for that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it's exciting because, I listen to so much old music and I'm like, ooh, Madonna's Like a Prayer. And my dad will be like, oh, yeah, I remember when that came out.
I'm probably going to say the same for Donda.
Okay.
You're
a lot higher on Kanye than I am.
No. I think there are a lot of people who are going to say the same about that series of 2018, the summer albums, which are the Tiana Taylor, which are the Pusha T, which are the Kids See Ghosts, which is the Ye, which is the Nas album.
Right.
I think there's going to be a lot of people like I remember that summer well because of that winter for us because of that music coming out and that rollout. It was a cultural like phenomenon, and there was a lot of great music in that catalog.
Yep.
And also, I think people will listen back to so many artists now, and I 100% agree with you on Taylor. I'm on the same page, but I think there are so many people who will listen back to artists from this generation who aren't Kanye and say, oh, this is so clearly inspired by Kanye.
Yes,
and
there's no doubt about that.
And the Travis Scotts and the Kid Cudis and the A$AP Rockies and the Tyler the Creators and who are the other big names?
I think you named most of them.
Even the Drakes.
Oh yeah, you can't deny his influence.
Even the Post Malones, even the Playboy Cardis, even the Lil Uzi Verts. It is all
even though he's not a rapper, I'd still say Frank.
Yeah, Frank for sure.
Yeah.
It all stems down from Kanye. It does stem down from Kanye,
without a doubt.
Brockhampton,
his influence.
Odd Future. It's through all of them, and I think therefore I gotta go. Maybe like public perception, obviously down the fucking drain. Down the drain.
And once again, to make the point of people will go back to listen, and there will be some people who will go back and listen to the College Dropout and be like, wow, this is amazing. And there will be people who brought that album the week it came out.
Sure.
And I think it's just an interesting time for the future of culture. That's the point I wanted to make.
100%. I'm with you.
But by the time this recording is out, Taylor Swift's new album will be out. So follow me, _Jaden Shepherd on Twitter to hear my thoughts.
This is going up tonight or tomorrow morning?
No, it will be out in Australia tomorrow afternoon. This is the way it works.
No, this podcast will.
Oh, it is it? Shit, you'll be fast.
With me. That's the way it works.
Well, so you think we'll beat Taylor Swift?
I think we're going to aim to beat Swiftie. Actually, we're going to do what Taylor does to Kanye, which is drop on the same day to compete on the charts. We're going to be up top on the charts. Even though it's not a podcast, we'll be top of the podcast charts. Taylor will be top of the iTunes charts or the whatever, however they measure it, the billboards and next week.
We will hashtag Taylor Swift. Hashtag Taylor Swift.
Yes, dude.
To all the Swifties that do listen, I want to make it clear that Ben also thought that what Kanye did at the MTV Awards was a dick move. We want to make that clear.
A dick move.
A dick move.
A dick move. Let's look at that, and let's look at the previous one, which is George Bush doesn't care about black people.
That was more of a fair statement.
That's a fair... Exactly, I'm saying the opposite end of it. One's a dick move. The other is, you can't say he's done some rights and some wrongs within culture. He said some things that are clearly right, yet controversial. George Bush doesn't hate black people, and I'm going to let you finish, obviously. Controversial...
What about Mike Myers having to stand there through that? How awkward did he look? It's like, his thought process in that moment was, I did not sign up for this.
You so powerfully and so famously once said, George Bush doesn't care about black people. Why do you give Donald Trump the assumption, or why do you give him the privilege of acknowledging that he does, that he also cares about black people?
And what was the response?
That was Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, and what?
When Kanye was on.
Oh, and what was the response? I've never seen this interview.
That was when Kanye West genuinely went silent, didn't have an answer, and Kimmel had to go to break.
Wow.
Yeah. That was very controversial, and Kanye was pissed.
Well, okay, but what's he have to be pissed over?
The fact that he looked bad and he didn't have an explanation for himself.
Yeah, but that's the type of guy he is.
Kanye.
That he doesn't have it. Yeah, because he's
scattered.
He says a lot of things and then he doesn't probably think through any of it.
And I hate to say you should be on meds, but... And there are statements that I agree with, that I understand why they are controversial. Most recently.
I honestly, I'm at the point with Kanye, with whatever he's doing, I am not giving him enough, I don't give him attention.
Sure.
So I know that there was extremely racist stuff that he said.
Some that are obviously extremely racist, and some that are, I understand why people have mixed emotions on it, like White Lives Matter.
Right.
With him and Candace Owens doing that.
Yeah.
Which we don't. We're not going to go.
We're not getting into it?
We're getting out of it.
We're not getting into it?
We're getting out of it.
We're getting out of it?
We're getting out of it.
I feel like I would need hours upon hours to break down that phrase there.
Yeah.
That three-lettered phrase, I would need a couple of hours to talk about it.
What about the opposite? Black Lives Matter.
That would also need a couple of hours because you can't sum up such important topics within 30 seconds.
Correct. Or within a 40-minute podcast, which we're nearly at the end of, baby.
Yeah. It's been a journey.
Yeah. So should we wrap up this one and then do another quick one, and then we'll see how we go? We're
definitely going to wrap this up.
Yeah. We'll do one more quick one.
It was interesting having... Oh, There's a tree falling in the background.
So many trees falling, dude. We love trees falling, except for when it's in our area. Shout out to everyone who has been suffering because of the floods in Victoria and New South Wales, predominantly Victoria.
Australia can't catch a break.
Our heart is with you, yeah.
We
really can't. Victoria especially.
Oh, no, I would say the other states too. Like, there was flooding in Lismore earlier this year in the northern...
No doubt about it. But we had the follow-on of bushfires, COVID, floods, COVID storms, floods, COVID...
Yeah.
Floods again.
Yeah, there was like strong wind last year. Which year was it? Yeah, it's never ending. But yeah, it feels like yesterday before COVID that we were suffering with bushfires. We can't catch a break. For anyone who is out there who either is struggling or has friends or family that is struggling, our thoughts are with them, and hopefully there is better days on the horizon.
And we'll wrap it up.
Fingers crossed. We're going to wrap it up there.
We'll wrap it up that way.